Okay, this is lecture 2, alternative English, class 12. This is the main vehicle, which is written by Thomas Hardy. Thomas Hardy was born in 2 June 1840, UK, United Kingdom. Died 11 January 1928, UK. He was a United Kingdom. He was a British novelist. The poem The Man He Killed was published in November 8, 1902. Okay, Hardy was fascinated by both contemporary and historical writers. Okay, which means the contemporary means modern. Okay, contemporary is modern and historical is the history, the past. He composed his poem during last year of South Africa's Boer War. So, when is he writing this poem? He is writing this poem in the year of South Africa Boer War, and this poem was published in November 8, 1902. This is the main introduction on who Thomas Hardy is and when the poem is written. Okay. So now let's move on to the text. Okay, let's move on to the text. So, before moving on to the text, before looking at the poem and analyze the poem, let's firstly try to know why Thomas Hardy is writing this poem. Why Thomas Hardy is writing this poem, and in what way the poem is talking about. In what way the poem is talking about. In what way the poem wanted to give the readers the ideas. Okay, the ideas. So this poem is talking about a British infantryman, with the soldier. Okay, so a British soldier. So this poem is talking about a British infantryman, and also who was also an ordinary soldier. Ordinary soldier who experienced a war. So this poem, which is written by Thomas Hardy, is talking about a British infantryman. Okay, and that British infantryman is just an ordinary soldier who experienced a war. So this is nothing but it talks about a British infantryman who experienced a war. So this British infantryman, think that if he was also talking about the enemies, the soldier was also talking about his enemies whom he killed during the war. Okay, whom he killed during the war. So that the title of the poem simply means the man he killed. Simply means that it is a person, the ordinary person, the infantryman who killed his enemies during the war. Okay, so he said that he thinks that the British infantryman thinks that the man whom he killed during the war, must also be the same person like him. Okay, must also be the same person like him who joined the military just for feeding his family, who joined the military just because of a financial problem in the house. So he is thinking that guy whom he had killed during the war must also be the same ordinary guy. Okay, just like him. So he feels that it was the war is bringing Quen and curious. Okay, Quen and curious. So the war is bringing Quen and curious. Which Thomas Hardy trying to explain in this point is that the soldier who goes for war, the ordinary soldiers who goes for war, kills a man just like him. Okay, just like him, who is also thinking the same thing, who is also feeling the same thing, who is also having a family. So that guy, the ordinary man guy is his enemy who looks just like him, who is just like him in the world. So if it was not a war, so what did Thomas Hardy say? If it was not a war, then if they were both sitting in a place together, then they may become a friends. Okay, they may become friends. They may be close. That is what Thomas Hardy is trying to explain in the poem. Okay, so now since we already know the ideas of the poem, now let's proceed to the main points, main ideas. Okay, main ideas. Now, first of all, let me write down the first stanza of the poem. Had he and I but met by some old ancient inn, we should have set us down to wet. Right many a nipperkin. So what is this first stanza trying to talk about? What did this first stanza try to explain to us? He and I. He refers to the other guy. He refers to the enemy whom this soldier, the British infantryman had killed. Okay, so he refers to the enemy whom the British infantryman killed. Okay, had he and I but met by some old ancient inn, we should have set us down to wet right many a nipperkin. So what is he trying to say? He is trying to tell us that if I meet with him, if I meet with the enemy, the British infantryman is talking, he's saying this. If I meet with the enemy in some old ancient inn, it is a house. It is a small house which is used as a drinking. Which is used for drinking, which is used for drinking. So he said that if the British guy said that if I meet him in an inn, the man he killed, if I meet him in an inn, they will be sitting together. We should have set us down to wet. So they will be sitting together. They would be drinking a lot of alcohol. Nipperkin means alcohol. Understand? Or you can simply call a glass with some wine. Those are called nipperkin. So this ancient inn refers to olden days. During those olden days, people used to go to inn. They used to go to an inn for drinking. Nowadays we used to call a bar, right? Bar. So I'm going to the bar. For example, I'm going to the bar. Let me go to the bar and get some drinks. But during those days, it is called an inn. So the British soldier simply says that if I meet my enemy, whom I had killed in an ancient inn, in that house, we should have set us down to wet. Instead of fighting, instead of killing him, we will be sitting together. We might be sitting together and we might be drinking an alcohol together. We might be drinking wine together. That is what the first stanza is talking about. He refers to the enemy and I refers to the British infantryman, the soldier. The ordinary soldier who experienced a war. Understand? So that is the first stanza. Now let's look at the second stanza. What is the second stanza is trying to talk about? What is the second stanza trying to talk about? So, but ranks as infantry and staring face to face. I shot at him as he at me. And killed him in his place. So, see, the first line talks about the British infantryman who says that if I meet my enemy whom I had killed in an inn, then we may be drinking together, we may be sitting together, or we may be drinking lots of alcohol. Okay, maybe getting wet with alcohol. That is, or we may be getting wet with wine. That is what the first stanza is talking about. And the second stanza, what does it say? But ranks as infantry. So, instead of going to an inn, enjoying the companionship of another, as he was born to be a soldier, as he was already in a group, rank as infantry means group of soldiers. Okay, so as he was already in a group of soldiers and staring face to face with who? Staring face to face with the enemy, with the he whom we are talking about. Okay, so as he started to stare face to face with the enemy, he shot him, and then this guy, the he also shot the British infantry guy, the ordinary man, the ordinary soldier who experienced war. So, since the British infantry shot the guy, this enemy also shot at him because they were in a war. Since they were in a war, they start shooting at each other. So, but the thing is that this guy, the enemy, missed the bullet and doesn't hit the British infantryman who is talking about, who is here, who is telling us the story, okay, who is telling us the point. This guy is still alive because the bullet doesn't caught him, understand? But the other guy was killed by the British infantry, the British soldier, understand? So that is what he said. So, since they were not inside the inn anymore, and since since he is also in a group of soldiers, since he is also going for war and fighting, he started shooting at him because it was his enemy. Because they started to stare face to face. When they started to stare face to face, they start shooting at each other. When they shoot at each other, the other guy doesn't hit him, but he hit him. So he killed him in his place. That is what this sentence is talking about. Okay, now let's move on to the next stanza. I shot him dead. I shot him dead because he was my foe. Just so my foe, of course he was. Of course he was. That's clear enough. That's clear enough. Although so in the first and second line we understand what the soldier is talking about. Now the soldier is speaking the stanza. He said that I shot him dead. Okay. He said that he shot the other guy because he was my foe. The meaning of this foe means enemy. Understand? So he simply said that he him that because it was his enemy. Okay, it was his enemy, just so my foe, of course he was. So he keeps on repeating, he keeps on explaining that the other guy whom he killed was his enemy. Understand? So he keeps on explaining, because he wanted to make us understand. He wanted to make us understand that he doesn't want to do that. Okay, he doesn't want to do that. But the war forced him to do that, and since it was his enemy, he have to kill him. That is what this sentence is talking about. Understand? So let's move on to the next line. Second stanza of the poem. So now what is this tries to explain? What is this stanza tries to explain? He thought he lives perhaps. So this means that the enemy was also listed in the soldier. Okay. He was also listed in the soldier. He was also entering the soldier just like he does. Understand? Offhand, like just as I. Offhand means maybe because he is also from a poor family, or maybe because he is also trying to survive, or maybe because he is also joining the war just because of a financial problem. That is the meaning of offhand, like just as I. So we come to understand that this ordinary enlist soldier is also offhand, which means that he doesn't have any work to do other than joining a soldier. Okay, which means that he doesn't have any work or anything to do other than joining the soldier. So just like that, even this enemy is also just like that. He doesn't have anything to do. He doesn't have any work to do. That's why he is joining a soldier. Okay, he is joining a soldier. So he also was out of work, had sold his straps. No other reason why. So this sentence trying to explain that he is also going out for work. Going out for work means going to soldier, going for work and holding his tools. Tools means weapons. Okay, weapons. With his weapons and with his groups, with his soldiers, they were coming together for work. And what happens? There is no other reason why. So, if those things are not the reason, then I don't see any reason. That is what the soldier is trying to explain. That is what the British soldier is trying to explain. If that must not be the reason. Maybe he is just like me. Maybe he is joining the soldier because he doesn't have anything to do. If that is not the reason, then there is no other reason. That is what the sentence is trying to explain. Okay, so that is it. Now let's look at the last part of the paragraph, last part of the point. So now let's try to analyze the last part of the stanza. Last part of the poem, which is written by Thomas Hardy. Yes, quaint and curious war is, you shoot a fellow down, you treat if met where any bar is, or help to half a crown. So what is this sentence trying to explain? This sentence is trying to tell us that war, yes, odd. Very odd and funny. War is very odd and funny. Okay, war is very odd and funny and very curious. We don't know the reason why. Okay, very curious about things. There is no reason why. Why is war? Why do we have to shoot a fellow down? It is nothing. War is nothing, but it is odd and funny and curious because you just have to shoot a fellow down. This is a metaphor. Okay, this is a metaphor. This is what. How cruel the soldier trying to explain. Okay, how cruel war is that the soldier trying to explain. How cruel the war is, that is the soldier trying to explain about how cruel the war is. Understand? So yes, one, odd and funny, which he says that the war is very odd, it is very funny, and it is very curious enough, full of curiosity. There is nothing other than shooting a fellow down. So he also said that you treat if met where any bar is, or help to half the ground. So if this guy whom you are shooting down, if you meet him, okay, let's say if before you shoot him down, if you meet him in a bar, okay, in any bar or in any place, you will even help him. That is what he said. You will even help him or even give him, even lend him some money. Lend him some money. So what the last stanza trying to explain is that war is so funny, it is so odd, it is nothing but it is just shooting a fellow down, shooting an enemy down. Okay, that is very odd. That is what the British soldier is saying. After that, he said that if that guy is not in a war, okay, if you don't meet that guy in a war, let's say you meet him on a bar, you meet him inside a bar, then you will even help him, or you will even lend him half a crown, lend him some money. That is what the point is trying to explain. Explain about the cruelty of the war. Okay, cruelty of the war, how the people who killed someone feel about the other guy. That is what the war is about. Okay, that is what the point is about. So let's try to quickly analyze. Or summarize, or let's try to know, draw in conclusion why Thomas Hardy is writing this point and what are the several stanzas which is given. So now, in the first stanza, I have already told you, in the first stanza, it is talking about he and I. It is talking about he and I. I is the British soldier and British soldier. I is the British soldier and he is the enemy. Okay, I is the British soldier and he is the enemy. So he said that in the first stanza, he said that if I meet him in an ancient inn, okay, ancient inn the thing number we will even drink wine together, we will even with wine together, we will be even be having a companionship, they will be even together. That is what the first stanza is talking about. But since it was not, okay, the second four lines, since it was not in an inn, and it was in a battlefield, where the war is taking place. Okay, so since he was born as an army, since he was also born as a soldier, and since he was born also as a soldier, they come face to face, and then the other guy kill the other guy. That is what happens. Okay, that is what happens in the second stanza. So he kills the other guy because of what? He kills the other guy because it was his enemy. He was his enemy. Understand? So not only that, in the third, killing his enemy, killing him because he was his enemy. Killing him because he was his enemy. And the fourth, what is he trying to explain in the fourth stanza? The fourth stanza trying to explain that since since the enemy doesn't have any work to do or have anything to do, he's also joining as a soldier just like he does. Okay, just like the British soldier does. So that is what he is saying. So he also was out of work. Going to war is both of his work. Okay, both of his work, both his work. Okay. So this is the reason why the soldier is, the British guy is joining the soldier and the enemy is also joining the soldier. Because they were out of work. They have nothing to do. They have no other work to do. That's why they are joining the war. And not only that, they may be having a financial problems in the house. They may be having problems in the house. That is the reason why they are joining the war. It is not they are joining the soldier, okay? Joining the soldier, not the war, okay? So they are not joining the war, okay? They are not. The important things you have to know is they are not joining the war in order to kill or in order to shoot a fellow man. Understand? They are not joining a soldier. They are not joining a soldier in order to kill a fellow man. In order to kill his fellow man. They are joining the war in order to serve his family, in order to look after their family. Okay, that is why they are joining. Not to kill others, but to serve or to look after the families. And after that, what happened? In the fifth stanza, he said that war is very quaint, very odd, and curious. Because it destroys lots of people, it kills the life of so many precious people, it kills so many people, it harms so many people, it affected so many people. So war is nothing but it brings problems, bloodshed, and mourn, and sorrowful, sadness. Okay, war brings something which make us sad, which make us sorrow, which burden us, and which give us problems. So it is nothing to be happy about. Okay, it is nothing to be happy about. So that is why he is saying it is very odd and funny. Okay, it is a use of sarcasm. Okay, a use of sarcasm in this part. So he said that if the one whom you shoot, the enemy whom you shoot, if you meet him in a bar, okay, even if you meet him in a bar or if you meet him in any place, then you may help him. That is what he's saying. The one whom you shoot, you may help him and you may even lend him some money. Okay, lend him money. That is what the British soldier is saying. And this is the point which is written by Thomas Hardy. I hope you understand the point. Okay. This is all for today, and please, I'm going to send you notes through your WhatsApp account. I want you to study. I want you to study and read. I will, and if it is possible, you study that textual poem once again and try to understand more clearly. Okay. So that is all for today. Thank you.